Hey everyone, Ryan Lilly here with Old Town. I'm helping Mariner Sales, one of our local Dallas-Fort Worth retailers at the Bassmaster Classic show here in Fort Worth. I'm really excited to announce that we have revamped one of our best-selling kayak models for 2025, and we are calling it the Old Town Sportsman PDL 120 Pro and ePDL 120 Pro. That's right, we've got it offered in two propulsion types. You can get it in the Classic or the Legacy PDL drive, or you can get it in our ePDL drive configuration. I'll walk you through what's going on with the hulls, and just know that we've got an ePDL and a PDL version. So we did a lot to this, and honestly, we couldn't have done it with all the great consumer feedback and team feedback that we received since launching this boat in 2020. And we took all of those frequently requested feature upgrades. We also took a note about what's going on in the industry of kayak fishing, what people are doing to their kayaks, how they want to set them up. And we really wanted to optimize our best-selling kayak to match the modern-day kayak angler. So first and foremost, what we did was we added a 4-hole pattern up front here with a redesigned through-hull wiring port so that you can quickly and easily mount a bow-mounted trolling motor to the front of this kayak and wire it without drilling any holes in your kayak. So for mine at home, I mounted the quick-release bracket from Minn Kota and the all-new Minn Kota Kayak Tarova motor that also launched yesterday. So we planned that accordingly. But I run that Minn Kota trolling motor on that quick release bracket. I was able to mount mine in less than a half hour, so without having to drill any holes, which is awesome. We changed out, because we had to find a place to put the 4-hole pattern up front, we relocated the bow handle and turned that into a 6-inch track. So if you want to mount nav lights or GoPro camera or whatever you want to do with track, you've got a track adaptable bow handle with a comfort grip. We also redesigned the hatch lid. So if you recall, our PDL 120 has an oval hatch, and it's a great hatch. It's useful, but we saw an opportunity to improve it. We wanted the ability for folks that are really customizing their setups to be able to get shoulders deep in their kayak. So we made that hatch 50% bigger. And underneath this hatch, we added a dedicated spot for an additional prop. We always recommend someone carry a spare prop with you. So underneath that hatch lid, there's an indent that's the shape of our prop, and it holds in there with a bungee, but a great spot to keep a spare prop out of the way and always on board with you. This is the ePDL version, so you'll see that it's already pre-wired for our ePDL drive. The ePDL version comes with the drive, the kayak, the battery, and the charger. Another real notable thing about this kayak is we really challenged our engineers to stay within the classic 12-foot, 36-inch wide, 12-foot long, 36-inch wide shape, because we hear the consumer say that kayaks are getting too big, getting too heavy, getting too unwieldy. So we challenged our engineers to really rethink this platform without going bigger, heavier, or wider. And so they did an incredible job taking all of the feature upgrades that we asked for and delivering it without going any bigger. So what we did was we went away on this design from our plastic 18-inch tracks and installed 4 36-inch aluminum tracks.
Those are massive. That is amazing.
What's great about this is you can get your screen all the way back to your seated position, or if you're running a forward-facing sonar beam, you get that all the way back to your seated position as well, and you still have a ton of track space for rod holders or the track packs by Yak Attack or anything like that you want to mount to your rails. You've got all kinds of space, not only in the cockpit at your seated location, but you also have 2 36-inch tracks out back. So 36 inches times 4 plus the 6 inches in the front, you get 150 inches of usable track space on this. So you can literally mount the entire Yak Attack consumer catalog on this thing. But by going to those skinny tracks, what we're able to do is widen the internal cockpit. So when you get in this compared to our classic PDL 120, it feels like you're in a 13 or a 14-foot boat.
You have so much more room that you wouldn't even think about in the same footprint as the previous boats. This is great.
Yep. So we narrowed those gunnels quite a bit because the tracks are so narrow now. And what that allowed us to do is add another frequently requested feature upgrade, which is horizontal rod storage.
Yep.
So you're able to stage 4 rods, 2 on either side, and it is spec'd to fit an 8-foot rod, and your 8-foot rod will end here.
Oh, okay.
But because the gunnels are so much thinner, and I'm a big striper and a striper angler where I'm running 9-foot rods, or I do a lot of fly fishing too. Because the stern is now so wide, you can run your rods the full length of the boat and have the tips protected. So even though we say it's spec'd for an 8-foot rod, it will comfortably fit larger rods as well. So
these guys throwing those big swim baits
and
other stuff, they got plenty of room for the bigger rods.
And me personally, I'll probably run 2 horizontal rods and keep the other side clear because I want to access underneath my seat. Because that's another great feature upgrade on this is because we widened the interior of the cockpit. Again, we didn't go wider, we just widened the inside. We took the seat structure, which used to mount to the side gunnels, and we now have the seat shuttle track.
Yep,
this is a seat frame that mounts to the floor, gives you additional adjustability, so you can do micro adjustments, which is great. So like if before you were in our boat, they were preset hole inserts that the pegs would go into. Now you can really fine tune your leg length. But what's really awesome about this is for transportation, this is the same seat that we use in the autopilot. Very comfortable seat.
And if you guys don't know, this is one of the most comfortable seats on the market anywhere. As a disabled veteran with a bad back, this thing, I love it, love it, love it. You don't need any additional. We all love our kayak cushions just because. But you don't even have to have that for this kayak. It is absolutely a great seat.
But what's great about it is you can leave this tray locked into your leg length position. Then you can just unclip the seat from the seat tray and throw that in your truck. And when you're here, when you're at the water, you just clip it in and you're ready to roll. So that's a really nice upgrade as well. But again, by going to the floor, not only does it improve your adjustability, but you also have all kinds of space under here. So if you wanted to stash,
or are we a few inches higher as well?
Yep. So you're higher, and we reassessed the seat angle because we saw that a lot of people were buying the aftermarket shim kits to prop up your seat a bit more. So we took the opportunity when we did this redesign to address the seat angle and experience. So you're sitting higher, you're sitting not so reclined. And it's super comfortable. So very, very excited about that as well. You'll see this is where your amped outdoor 24 or 36 volt 20 amp hour battery sits. So if you're running the ePDL version, again, it comes with the battery, it comes pre-wired, and it comes with the charger as well as the drive in the kayak. That's where that goes. In the non-ePDL version, that's just an opening. But what's great about this is between the new hatch design, the through hull wiring, this center access point, and now you've got an access hatch back here, you can run your power cable all the way from your bow mounted trolling motor all the way back to this port here without having to drill any holes. And again, it took 20 to 30 minutes for me to get a bow mounted trolling motor mounted on this thing with a battery back box.
Gotcha.
So out back in the stern tank well, because it went so wide now, again, your rods can bleed into the back around your tackle crate if you're running longer than an 8-foot rod. But we also included these aluminum tie downs here, so if it fits perfectly, it will fit a Old Town battery box perfectly. So if you're running a bow mounted trolling motor, or if you want to pick up a Old Town battery box and power your power poles or your screens, you have a dedicated spot to put an Old Town battery box and lash it down to the floor, right next to our redesigned through hull wiring, right next to your access port back here. So again, it makes rigging your boat a breeze and really simple. And then lastly, out back here, we added a second location for shallow water anchor or motor. So you have the option to go on either side of the rudder now. We only had one before. Now you have an option to mount on either side. So if you want to do dual micro power poles, or if you wanted to do a Newport on one side and a micro on the other, you've got the ability to adapt the setup for however you want. So at the baseline, these are pedal kayaks that are redesigned. What we wanted to do is really provide a platform that you can adapt to however you want. So if you're fishing a tournament that only allows one motor, but you've got yours set up for a Newport and a bow mount, and you got the ePDL or the non-ePDL version, you can strip whatever you want off in seconds and have it just be a pedal drive, or just have a bow mounted trolling motor, or just have stern power. You can quite literally set this up however you want, but at the very least, it's a pedal drive kayak. So really exciting. very excited about this platform being redesigned.
Yeah. Let's hop over to the PDL version.
Yeah. So
for me, I'm the guy that's all about the build-a-boats. I want to have the most basic, but something I want to paddle.
Yeah.
If you want to pedal drive, I mean, the Old Town has got the bulletproof pedal drive on the market.
Our Mariner sales crew here did a bang-up job customizing these just to show you what's possible with the platform. You'll see on this is the PDL version. So this other one over here is the ePDL version. It's in our color Storm. That's exclusive. These two colors are exclusive to the Pro models.
Okay.
This one here is our standard PDL Pro. And what they've done with this one is they added the Newport NK180C Pro on the back here. Again, wired to the battery box that's lashed down to the floor. They got a micro power pole off the back over here, a light pole installed, all that wiring.
I've seen these new Fireflies. I got to get one.
Yeah, pretty cool. I've not run one of those yet.
Yeah,
that looks pretty slick.
I can run my Merkin flag off of that and have a good time.
That's right. But then
the Old Town battery box.
Looks like they used wire guides utilizing the track back here to have stow and deploy for the motor, which is pretty slick. They mounted the throttle control for that Newport to that plate that is on the right-hand side of the seat, which is really great.
Is that a pass-through plate, or is that just a plate to mount to?
That is a kind of a dual purpose. So we needed a spot to access the inside of the hull to run the rudder wires, but we wanted to make it useful. So this plate doubles as a place that you can mount things like this. Or if you're running internal power, and you wanted a switch pad, and you can mount it to that as well. That's watertight.
Okay.
But they used it here to mount that Newport throttle, which I think is pretty ingenious.
Yes.
You got your stow and deploy cords there for your Newport. Looks like they're running the Humminbird Explorer 9 on one side. You got your Mega Live 2 and control arm on this side, using the Railblazer, it looks like. Again, all kinds of track space here. I didn't note this on the walkthrough on the ePDL, but we do have 5 through-hull wiring ports. The one in the bow, you got one above the scupper that's below the deck.
Yep.
Then you've got 2 in your cockpit, and then 1 out back. So you got 5 total on board.
So you don't have to buy aftermarket. These come with the kayak. This is great.
Yep. So again, you can get it in your standard PDL version, or you can get it in ePDL. The standard PDL version retails for $34.99. The ePDL version retails for $59.99. So if you want one that's ready to go, that has, power, pedal, and e-assist, the ePDL is a great option. Again, I live in Maine, so I do a lot of river fishing.
Right.
Sometimes I want just a simple setup that's clean, that I can cut through current and tide if I'm striper fishing, or if I'm trying to get up to my favorite smallmouth spots on the river. I don't necessarily need bow-mounted trolling motor someday, but I still want the ability to cut through and go against the current.
Exactly.
The ePDL is awesome for that, because you can go miles and miles and miles and access places that you wouldn't on just a normal battery-charged trolling motor setup, but then have the confidence to get home, because at the very least, it's still a manual pedal drive. This here is an awesome option too, because you get your 5-year warranty bulletproof PDL drive. I'm sure a lot of people will buy this to have a pedal drive kayak, but then they'll probably delete this hole using one of the aftermarket plates to cover that hole and just motorize it. So there's all kinds of different ways that you can set these boats up. Very exciting platform for us. It's done very, very well. We've listened to the market. We've listened to our customers, our pro staff, and we've applied all of the features that people have been asking for on these redesigns. If you want to learn more about the new Old Town Sportsman PDL 120 Pro and ePDL 120 Pro, you can visit our website, oldtownwatercraft.com, or you can visit an awesome retailer like Mariner Sales. And if you don't have the confidence to even attack customization job like this, a retailer like Mariner Sales will work with you and will help you set your kayak up to suit your needs. So thank you for checking us out. Really good to see you.
Oh, yes,
and
sir.
Check us out, oldtownwatercraft.com.
All right, Ryan, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And of course, me, if you're in the Midwest, you got to go by and see our friends, our Old Town dealer there in Zionsville, Indiana, Moving Water Outfitters. As always, get outside when you can and make some memories, one cast at a time.